Hi guys, it's Desiree again, and in this video, what I'd like to go over is sort of an intense marketing plan for the worksite lunch delivery. I think this is a great bite-sized place to start, and we're going to go over it step by step. But again, if you have questions, feel free to let us know. And there's going to have to be some correspondence if you guys do want to do this. We're going to have to do some changes probably, to your lunch site. All right, so number one, we're going to put together a 1 mile stretch of essentially the most concentrated area of business that you have. So, we're going to do a map. This software actually takes us to sort of the most concentrated areas. This is just realtors in this area. So this is the most concentrated 1 mile area. This is the area we've chosen. And we're going to look, and we've got all the business names in this 1 mile, literally. There's a ton of them. And so we've listed all of those down here. So there's just, page after page. And that's only in 1 mile. So we're going to make it our objective to hit every single business there. And, guys, guaranteed, if you can get your menu into every single business, these people want to have lunch. One of their biggest concerns is that it's not going to get delivered on time. So what you really want to do is, give them a shot at free delivery. And that's why we did these cards here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is when you go and talk to anybody in this area, you're going to want to, let's say you go into a business and introduce yourself and drop off some menus for their staff. You're going to want to give the receptionist and whoever's up there a couple cards and make them feel like, oh, you're giving them something special for, doing this. People, even though it's something that you offer to everyone, make them feel like, hey, you're giving them something extra for doing this. And so you want to do this to, front desk staff, anybody you meet that you speak with, especially if they can help you, hotel front desk, anything like that. Again, it's going to cover 1 square mile, and this should be 5 menus, not 500. 500 menus, sorry. We're going to do about 500 menus, so you're going to get a bunch of your menus printed off, the menus that look like this. Okay, so you're going to get, just in black and white, you're going to get a boatload of those printed off. If you don't have a printer, I would recommend, they're so cheap now. You can get a really good printer at Walmart. I could recommend several for doing, kind of mass printing. For under $100, you can get a great laser printer that, so you can do large volume like this. And the ink's like $14. So you can get generic ink. A lot of printers don't allow you to get that. So that's something you really want to look at before you buy one. But again, if you'd like to do that, I can certainly help with that. Okay, so one thing that we're going to do differently than probably what you did in the beginning is this is a little bit different direction. Sometimes it really works with the corporate places. And then other times,
a lot more receptive, so it's a great way to start. So we pick those, and there's going to be a 10-mile radius or so that you're going to be working within that to begin with. Now with Jobsite delivery, that's different. We're going to send you a map. It's going to look something like this, and it's going to be about a 1 mile radius. And it's gonna, we'll do research and we'll try to find the area in your territory that looks like it's got the most job sites, bigger employers. It'll have some small employers, but a lot of people that have a hard time getting lunch. That's the main thing. And so what we do is we're gonna pick those, we're gonna map them out for you, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick those 5 restaurants that we think are going to be the most, receptive and also popular. So we're going to do research into what, people in your town like, and we'll probably ask you for some advice on that as well. So we'll pick one restaurant a day, and we're going to list those. Now, we try to pick restaurants that are in a 2 to 3 mile radius. And the reason is of that location. Of course, you're going to have we do that because you don't want to pick restaurants that are too far from the job site, because what these drivers or yourself is going to be doing is they're going to be going to Rosa's Italian restaurant and then back to the job sites and then back to Rosa's for the next group of lunch shifts and back to the job site. So you want this to be very streamlined, very efficient. The more so it is like that, the better you're going to do, and the more people you can feed. You can make some good money if you're charging $3 to $3.50 per lunch.
My name's Desiree,
but we need to make that very streamlined so that you get these lunches there on time. And then as you grow, you'll be adding more drivers, more areas, certainly more than that 1 mile square. But as you get that together, then we'll go, hey, why don't you think about hiring somebody else, and we'll of course help you with that. And then we'll go over to an area over here and pick another group of businesses that we're going to start on, and potentially another group of restaurants, or it could be the same ones. I like to stick kind of close to one area, that it just makes it easier on you. But we'll go through all of that as we go along. But I hope that makes sense. Any questions, of course, let us know, and we'll be going into all of this in more detail. We'll be focusing on just the restaurant delivery and just the job site delivery, and then of course groceries, something else. But that tends to be the much easier aspect. But the job site delivery is one thing, and the restaurant delivery is another. And usually what we like to do is before 3 o'clock, you're going to have your job site delivery with that one lunch per day. Because you're not going to get a lot of,
because again, you're not coming and
dinner deliveries before 3 o'clock. You're not going to get a ton of people ordering from you during the day, during lunchtime. Most employees aren't going to try, they don't go for Grubhub or Postmates or Uber Eats during the day like that, because they know there's no way they're going to get that lunch there on time. So during the day, what we want to do is try to let those people know, hey, you can get your lunch there on time, and we're going to canvas that area with your menus and material. So that's very different than the restaurant delivery. So after 3 o'clock, you'll have all of your menus available.
I highly recommend it. Guys,
but it's just a lot more flexible in the evening, in the lunchtime, again, you've got a very small window of time that these people can have lunch.
Get frustrated.
So you can't be everywhere at one time, and you don't have an army working for you yet. So we need to keep it very streamlined. In the evening, there's more flexibility. If you're 5-10 minutes, later, it's not a big deal. But when someone has a half-hour lunch, that is a big deal. So again, the structure is going to be, unless you tell us different, before 3 o'clock, or maybe even before 2 o'clock, there's going to be just that one restaurant per day, or you might have two and add on later, but just that one streamlined place that we're going to choose. And then in the evening or early afternoon, it'll switch to where all of the job site or all of the restaurants will be available to your customers. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps explain things and kind of keep the two thoughts different in your mind. A lot of times it's easy to get confused as to, what's this territory for? They are different. We're hitting two demographics. So with one, it's kind of like everybody. With the other, with lunch, it's a very specific population in a very specific area. So hope that helps. Again, any questions, guys, feel free to let us know. All right, thank you.
And much more eager to be able to build that business. And also, the manager at Chipotle doesn't, necessarily have the ability to say, oh yeah, go ahead and put your decals up or put some stuff out or whatever. They're, afraid to say yes to anything because, you got to talk to corporate and all of that. Whereas a small business is, okay, absolutely, we'd love to do that. Oh, we could put you on our site or whatever. They're much more receptive, and they really want the business. So it's a great place to generate for corporate lunch instead of the big places use those mom and pops. So let's go back to our thing here. So again, you're going to say, use a little spiel, ask them if you could do a little story on them. Now, your little story, we've done a little, just like questionnaire you can send them. So you can let them know, okay, can I go ahead and email you? It's just a little questionnaire about your business. And then that way, we can just do a little story on you. Now, again, guys, nobody's going to read these. It's really not for any purpose. I mean, that's great if they do, but it's not really for any purpose, but just kind of getting you in the door with these people, building a relationship with them without asking them something. Because, I used to be a restaurant manager, and you are constantly assaulted by vendors trying to sell you stuff. Wine guys coming in, oh, you got to buy my wine, you got to do this, you got to buy our food products, you got to buy our glassware. So it's they're kind of sick and tired of that. So when somebody comes in just saying, hey, you know what, we really like you guys and we want to do a little story on you for our website, that's kind of a breath of fresh air for them. So I'm going to go find that little. Okay, guys, so I found the form, and the form is going to look like, let's see, where is it? Like this. And you're just gonna, let the restaurant or company know, oh, we'd like to do an interview with you. We'll go ahead and send you a link, and you can just tell us a few things about yourself, and we'll post you on our website. It's not a bad idea to have a tablet with you so that you can actually show them, this is what our, spotlight looks like. So kind of here's where you're going to be if they want to know what it's about. So you're going to find this it's going to have your domain right here, okay, and then /business-interview. Okay, so that's what you're going to send them. So you're going to send, it's www.your whatever your hub site address is /business -interview. Okay, so that's what you're going to send them. If they say, okay, great, that sounds good, make sure you get their email. Let's go back here. So I've also listed it here. And again, guys, if this is something you want to do, just let us know, and we'll customize this all to your area and your restaurants and companies. I encourage you, let's just concentrate until 3 o'clock. On just the job site delivery. It can even be till 2 o'clock, so that your interests aren't divided into restaurant and lunch delivery. This way, you're just concentrating on this 1 square mile, and that's it. Because again, guys, there's thousands of people in here, and you're going to get some of them. You just got to let every single one know you're there, and this is going to be a surefire way of doing that. Okay. Another thing is using these cards are a great way to get out there. And your cards are gonna, we can do some cards for you. They're gonna look like this. And don't worry about giving that free delivery on the first one. Once you do that, you're gonna have a customer. So the first little bit when you get started, if you're having to, give some no delivery charges and not necessarily making a profit, of course you're charging for the lunch, but just, not charging a delivery fee, the $3 or whatever, it's well worth it. It's marketing. And so don't shy away from that. And so you can put these everywhere also. I mean, you can plaster them on cars, everywhere until they tell you to stop. And your menus also, those are, it's not expensive. One piece of white printer paper is pretty cheap, a couple of cents per one. And so you want to just get those menus also and plaster them everywhere. And again, we'll customize that menu for you with the mom. But again, let's change those to the mom and pops. And once we decide, once you give the okay and we decide on the 5 that we want to use, we'll get that menu changed for you in a couple days. Okay. So I hope that makes sense, guys. I just, again, really encourage you. This works. It's a little bit different than the original strategy. If you're watching this is probably because you're struggling a little bit in the job site delivery. And again, areas are different. Sometimes the corporate ones are really receptive. Sometimes they're not. So if we find that they're not, we go to this plan. And this works. I mean, this is like, again, it might take a little bit longer because you're giving away a lot of free deliveries, but every one you're building up. So you might have a couple of months, a month, where you're not making a ton of money, but just wait. Because everyone, now you have their email address, their cell phone, when they order that free lunch or that free delivery. And now you can market to them every day. You can send them a text and say, this is what's for lunch today. Click here. And so you'll get business. So just consider it an investment, because it really is. So I'm going to add that. Actually, you want to plaster your menu and cards everywhere in that square mile. All right, I hope that made sense. So I'm going to just quickly review. So the no delivery charge to every person you get a chance to talk with, as if you're really giving them something special. Oh, you know what? Here's a couple for you and your friend or whatever. Just to sort of ingratiate yourself to them. When they feel like you've given them something, people are always more prone to okay, I'll give your menus out, or sure, you can put those here. Much more receptive. And again, to the business, when you go into a business, guys, you can do the exact same thing that you did with the restaurant. Oh, we'd like to do a little story on you. And just break the ice like that. Don't ask them for anything. Just, we really want to support local business. And so we picked your place to do this week. Could we send you a little interview link and you could fill that out for us, and we'll put you on our site. Again, you're going to get results with this. So we're going to do that. We've got that 1 square mile, right? And we're going to just do nothing but concentrate on that area and on those businesses that are going to be listed here. I mean, it's amazing in 1 square mile. Look at that. This isn't even all of them. This is like 4 categories: real estate, manufacturing, anyway, a couple car lots, and there's a ton. And there will be in your area as well. So, all right, guys. Next is you're going to pick the mom and pops restaurants instead. Again, I explained why. That's just a good idea. If you're having trouble getting in somewhere, you won't have trouble with the mom and pops. You never want to go into a place, guys, and just be like, hi, I'm so-and-so. I was wondering if I could put my materials out or my window decal up, or you don't want to do that. Again, they feel like they get asked stuff all day long. So you want to just be very, hey, we're going to do this for you. Consider doing just the job site. You can even do it. I think maybe 2:00 would be an adequate time. You're not going to get much lunch after that. And then you can revert back to the restaurant delivery because we're able to turn off, or we can show you how to do that. You're able to turn off, let's see here. Let me give you an example. Doorstep. Let's see here. A million of them always come up, and of course when I need one. All right, let's do, here we go. Come on. My internet's been super slow. So, the restaurant webpage, you can shut this down so that the restaurants themselves, will show closed until 2:00. And we can, you can put a notification on there or something like that, because you're not going to get a whole lot of people wanting you to deliver to their house and stuff, before then anyway. So you might as well concentrate all your efforts in one spot. Okay. So then, yep. Okay, and then plaster your menu and cards everywhere. Make a whole bunch of those, get a whole bunch printed off, the menus that we showed you, and you're going to give those every place you go. And then the cards, I suggest you get those. We'll design them up for you and everything. Just let us know again that you want to go with this plan. This takes our staff several days to really get together and be able to send it to you, but it's a great plan. I hope you guys do it. I think you're going to see results if you do. All right, guys, thanks so much. And again, as always, give us a call or send us an email if you have questions. Thanks.